Hello and welcome to the news from Bahrain International. I am Mohammed Yusuf. The Minister of Finance and National Economy, Sheikh Salman bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, met with Standard Chartered Group CEO Bill Winters and HSBC Group CEO Noel Quinn. The meeting discussed financial and banking topics and the latest global economic developments. The minister stressed the importance of the pivotal role of international financial and banking institutions and their contributions towards supporting development efforts, affirming the importance of cooperation and exchanging of best practices and expertise. He shed light on the business-friendly environment in Bahrain, which is conducive to the growth of financial sectors. Under the patronage of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, the King Hamad Global Center for Peaceful Coexistence and This is Bahrain launched Bahrain Declaration in Egypt, which is a document that expresses His Majesty's thought and philosophy and includes a number of principles that constitute the pillars of coexistence as a method for peace in the world. During the ceremony, the Minister of Social Development, Sam Al-Asfour, delivered a speech in which he conveyed His Majesty's greetings and appreciation, stressing that the attendance affirms the strong Bahraini-Egyptian relations. He added that the world is witnessing challenges, conflicts, and the spread of extremist ideas, as there is a side that seeks to spread the concepts of extremism, hatred, and violence, and there is one that strives to spread the concepts of goodness, peace, and coexistence between religions and sects, which is His Majesty the King, who is always keen on supporting and developing humanity. He stated that the document that respects human rights and calls for dialogue and coexistence focused on ignorance as the enemy of peace. For his part, the former Secretary General of the Arab League, Amr Moussa, stated that Bahrain has always been a hospitable and open country. Under the patronage of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, the King Hamad Global Center for Peaceful Coexistence will hold a ceremony to inaugurate the Kingdom of Bahrain Declaration in Egypt in the presence of ambassadors, diplomats, officials and affiliates of the King Hamad Chair for Interfaith Dialogue and Peaceful Coexistence. The declaration, which is a document that expresses the thought and philosophy of His Majesty the King, includes a set of principles that form the pillars of coexistence as a method for peace in the world and stem from historical foundations of coexistence in Bahrain and the sound religious approach. The declaration is the guiding document for all the activities of the King Hamad Global Center for Peaceful Coexistence since its establishment as per a royal decree, as it has focused on educational programs for youth. The center is a leading center in the world that aims to promote religious freedom, interfaith dialogue, peaceful coexistence, and human diversity, as well as combat terrorism, extremism, violence, and hatred. It has also launched many successful programs, initiatives, and courses that reflect His Majesty's visions and cooperated with the most prestigious international universities, including Oxford, Cambridge, and Sapienza, with the aim of preparing a generation of young people who believe in the principle of coexistence, tolerance, and acceptance of the other. The launch of the declaration in Egypt reflects the steadily growing deep-rooted solid bilateral ties, which have become a model for relations between brothers at various levels, thanks to the constant care of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and the President of Egypt, Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. The president of Montenegro, Milo Dukanovic, received the credentials of Bahrain's ambassador to Montenegro, residing in Ankara, Dr. Ibrahim Yusuf Al Abdullah. The ambassador conveyed to the president the greetings of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, and their wishes of abundant health and happiness to the president and of growth and prosperity to Montenegro. The ambassador affirmed the importance of supporting and enhancing bilateral relations, particularly in economy and commerce, to achieve the two countries' interests. The two sides reviewed a number of draft agreements and MOUs that will contribute to activating cooperation. The President asked the ambassador to convey his greetings to His Majesty the King and His Royal Highness and his wishes of further development and progress to Bahrain. He congratulated the ambassador on his appointment, affirming that he will receive all the support required for the success of his diplomatic mission. The Kingdom of Bahrain ranked second in the Arab world and 34th globally in the 2023 Logistics Performance Index. More on this report.
Thanks to the economic vision adopted by the Kingdom of Bahrain for the year 2030, Bahrain has begun to accelerate its steps towards creating a solid economic ground that affirms its ability and promising potential to achieve global leadership. Today, Bahrain ranks second in the Arab world and 34th globally in the 2023 Logistics Performance Index, which is issued by the World Bank every 2 years to measure the ability of countries to transport goods across borders quickly and reliably. The Logistics Performance Index measures the classification of 139 countries in the world and the quality of infrastructure supporting logistics activities based on a survey on the performance of logistics services through 6 aspects that include the efficiency of customs and border management, the speed and simplicity of clearance, the quality of trade and transport infrastructure, the ease of arranging shipments at competitive prices, and others. The Kingdom of Bahrain provides an infrastructure that meets the needs of the growing logistics operations in one of the best locations in the Middle East. The Bahrain Logistics Zone enjoys low project and construction costs and quick access to the Gulf markets.
On the 3rd and 4th of May, Bahrain's Telecommunications Regulatory Authority, the TRA, will host the Global 6G Summit in conjunction with the Forum Global, bringing together representatives from many industries and global policy makers. The TRA General Director, Philharmonic, said that the advancement of 6G technology is projected to usher in a new era of communications that will have a profound impact on industries, from healthcare and transportation to education and entertainment, adding that it will also enable consumers to have a fully immersive online experience. The Global 6G Summit is a unique opportunity for stakeholders to share their knowledge and insights, exchange ideas, and collaborate on the development of this groundbreaking technology. Bahrain's hosting of this international event highlights its leadership in communications and commitment to staying at the forefront of innovation. The Ministry of Works announced the completion of the implementation of the Jasra Upper Intersection Expansion Project as part of its plan to improve the flow of traffic on the road network. The projects aim to raise the capacity of the traffic coming from Janabiya Street down to Sheikh Isa bin Salman Street and the east towards Manama. The project works included removing and renewing the asphalt layer of previous track and replacing the current barriers with concrete barriers to protect road users. The Ministry's efforts come to develop the road network in all governorates of the Kingdom of Bahrain with the aim of improving the services provided to citizens and residents. The Bahrain Philharmonic Orchestra, led by Maestro Dr. Mubarak Najm, prepares to present its 4th concert at the Bahrain National Theatre tomorrow, where the orchestra began to intensify the musical rehearsals to show the concert in its most beautiful form. More in this report. On the stage of the Bahrain National Theatre, the Bahrain Philharmonic Orchestra, led by the Bahraini maestro Dr. Mubarak Najm, will present a diverse musical program that will fill the National Theatre to promote the civilized approach of the Kingdom of Bahrain around the world and introduce visitors to the cultural life in the kingdom, as it is the living and vibrant part of life. The Bahrain Philharmonic Orchestra has intensified its training to show the concert in its most beautiful way, as it will take all visitors on a unique journey to bring music fans back to the 20th century. The richness of the national culture is a natural reflection of the civilization that extends deep in history. The kingdom has always recorded a distinguished presence among civilizations to become one of the centers of intellectual and cultural destinations. The cultural life in the Kingdom of Bahrain enjoys unlimited support from His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and the support of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, which has become a ground for attracting many artists, as it has become a cultural destination that attracts all forms of cultural creativity that reflects the sustainability of music in the kingdom.